It's Starry. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a regular, welcome back. And so far, it says I have 4 people in the chat. Pinned on Places is the first one here. Pinned on Places does a really cool premiere. Previously, once every Friday, now a premiere on Sunday and one on Tuesday. And that premieres just after Marlin at Mayor Videos finishes their video, and shortly before I start, they end. So plenty of time to watch both, or all 3. So I'd like to thank Pinned on Places and Marlin to join me on my birthday. Dark Knight Detectorist is here. And Mona. Blistering Barnacles. So, if you've been following my channel, you probably noticed I spent some time in Canada. I had a live in this time slot 2 weeks ago from the Dauphin Rail Museum in Dauphin, Manitoba. And a few hours after that ended, I had another live to catch via Rail Canada, which is their passenger line equivalent to the American Amtrak. And that was a really good live too. Next video, I have 2 videos. Was a collab with Marlin and his daughter Aurora from Mayor Videos. And we went to the Alberta Rail Museum. Okay. So the entire time I was in Canada, I carried Paul from American Woodland Relics is here. Welcome. I carried this pouch with me. This is the logo from my Lock Sport, which YouTube has had the glorious grace not even to reply to a request to find out what happened, but it's taken that channel away for the 3rd time. But the entire time I had this pouch with me, and when I got change, I dropped it in this pouch. So I have not looked at any of this change. And that way, we can look at it together. So, I have not looked at the content. I have simply sorted it out. Nickels, dimes, quarters, loonies, and toonies. Let's start at the far end here. I will have to see if I can spot the figure out where the camera is exactly to make sure I'm on frame. But let's do that. That does not change the picture. Why is that not changing the picture? Well, that's just wonderful. Let's do this a different way then. There we go. Okay, so there is all the nickels I received during my trip. That was 9 days in Canada. I was going to reduce my personal picture down to just the little corner down at the far end over here, and for some reason StreamYard wasn't cooperating. So now that is a good sign. Let's hope it's a good omen for when I get into the coins. It might be silver, because that's a young Elizabeth. Oops, can't flip it like it's an American coin. Spin it around. And that's a 1961 nickel. If I can get a dime or a quarter like that, it'll be silver. $2014. $1986. Hello, Joe. Michigan Gems has joined us. And Evil Arch Conservative is here. There's 2010. It's going to probably be in the 90s or 2000s. It's another 2010. We had one good omen coin, and everything else has been 1989. Moves it back again. Well, that one's way too shiny. That's 2015 or 2016, but really in good shape for a 10-year-old coin. $2001. And a bright and shiny 2021. Let's move to the dimes. There is our selection of dimes. 1968 is our silver cutoff, but there is a small chance I might get a more recent colorized blue nose. I don't think that's overly likely. These are really small. That's a 2015. Let's just go by the age. You can tell by that. If it's not a young Elizabeth, then it's not silver. But we have to still look for the blue nose. See if we get it colorized. No colorization, and I think that's 80s. Style portrait. I could be wrong, but it's not, the matronly look, and it's not the young look. A fairly shiny, what was that, 2020? And 2008. We know that's not going to be silver, and it is not the colorized. I've put a link to all the my videos from my Canadian trip down in the description. If you go into the video for the Alberta trip, you'll find a link to the video that Marlon made he did a live while he was there. I simply took photographs and then did a montage video. That's 2000. 2011. We're running out of dimes, but you can see the pile down here. I got more quarters than anything else. So we might get a colorized in there. 2010. (2007). Do I have an example of the show the blue nose? That's the name of the ship. The colorized ones have the ocean being blue. It's a really nice looking coin, but I do not have an example of it, I'm afraid. And I do have one silver quarter, which I took it out of my bag, set it somewhere safe so that I could bring it here today. Marlon gave me a birth year silver quarter while I was visiting. So, but then I went and put it somewhere safe, and we know how that goes. You put it somewhere safe and you never find it. Okay, I think that was 2004. No, 14. And A3 Sky Warrior is here. And (1975), that's been the oldest one I found. And is that 1973? Those are promising, but they're still, 5-6 years off. And no colorized blue nose or colorized water with blue nose. Okay, that candle's nickels and dimes. We still have quarters and loonies and toonies to go. I tried to, first couple days, I think I used credit card exclusively. But then I tried my best to spend as much as I could so I could get change. Okay, these will make dates easier to read. Anything that does not have the caribou on there will be a commemorative. That's 2010. We have a non-commemorative 2006. Tom Kingery is here. Pinned on Places says, this is an interesting story. I've not seen all the different denomination of Canadian coins, so thank you. Gallivanting Galantes are here. Well, thank you. I was hoping this would prove to be interesting when I chose to sequester all the coins. And there's 2022. I took a lot of pictures and posted them on Facebook and Instagram. My brother, who lives in Ireland, asked me whether or not there was any King Charles III coins yet, and I said I think it's still in the planning stage, to which my second cousin, who lives in Saskatoon, just laughed hysterically. It looks like we have a commemorative coin. 2006. Bravery. This is their bravery coin. There's a bit of schmutz there between the wreaths under the date, but otherwise looks pretty good. I'll set that one aside as it is at least a commemorative. BC Treasure Trails is here. Oops, that's the first time I've been off frame for the coin. We have a caribou, and we are 2014. 2016. 1981. That's the oldest quarter so far. Hopefully we get something older. Swamp Rat Nation is here. And Adzi156. Welcome to both of you. $2015. It is the matronly Queen Elizabeth. 2018. Well, we found one commemorative so far and no colorized. 2011. And no silver. 2014. I have a quarter book, nickel book for Canada, as I got a bunch of Canadian nickels that was brought back to the US at some point, but 2008 and 2008. One more roll. Oops. We have a misplaced item. We have a 1972 nickel that showed up. That's not our oldest nickel, though. Hoping to get a 61 in quarters. That would be definitely cool. 2003, non-commemorative, non-colored. Moon over Miami is here. I'm getting a lot of glare off that one. It's 1982. We'll move on. The matronly queen. And 2005. Spin our nickel. It is not commemorative or colorized. 2022. That's a fairly recent one. With enough quarters, I don't know if it's worth getting a book for it or not. And Merlin mentions that 1982 is Mrs. Mayer's birth year. (2009). 2001. Well, I've gotten one commemorative at least. What do you expect from a handful of change, right? 2015. And Emily Blessings has joined us. Thank you for taking the time from your afternoon to join us, or evening. I guess it's even possible to do morning, but 2016. 2012. We're running out of quarters. Ooh. (2011). I'm guessing blue is supposed to be the moon, and a whale. It's one of the native One of the First Nation inspired coins. I do not remember the engraver though, or designer. But we got a colorized. So I got a colorized and I got a non-colorized commemorative. $2012, 3/4 left. Another non-commemorative 2021. $2003. And the last quarter is $2016. So we managed to pull off the bravery quarter. That's a cool looking quarter. Could have wished for that one to be colorized, but we did get a colorized. So no silver, but a pair of cool coins. On to our loonies. $2011. We know that's a newer coin. Oh. Sorry about hitting things there. Apparently at some point the toonies started putting their dates on front. There's a 2020. $2009. $1989. The Bud Files has joined us. Remember, as moderators, if you see a channel you do not know, you can, on a phone or a tablet, simply put your finger on the channel, and the top option is Go to Channel. On a PC or any other computer, there are 3 dots on the far right, and the top option will be Go to Channel, and you can go check them out. Or you can post links like Marlon was earlier, and mentioning that Jason at the Dark Knight Detectrist's birthday is today, just like Marlon's. That's a newer coin, but kind of dirty. That is 1867 to 1917. We have a commemorative toonie. Not color, but commemorative. So we get to set that one aside. $2015. I have an older one here, and it is 1990. That one definitely has some interesting patinaing to it. 2015, and is that a commemorative? No. (2021) 1993, 1989, and 2012. So we have a colorized part of the First Nation inspired coins with a whale and a blue moon, the bravery quarter, and the, can't remember the term for 150 years. Centennial is a 100 years. There's a term for you to be 50 years further on, but that's what this coin is commemorating, and that is our only loonie that has a commemorative to it. On to our stack of toonies. See whether or not we got anything special in this pile. Bicentennial would be 200 years. It's something with a word that starts with Q, and I can't remember it. Okay, I'll have to check these later for getting any counterfeit ones, as apparently our toonies are our most frequently counterfeited coins from Canada. There is what the toonie, which is the $2 coin from Canada, looks like. And I keep flipping it like it's an American coin. Spin. Then we get the polar bear on the normal toonie. See if we get something other than a polar bear. That one's design is slightly different. It actually spells out $2. And it's from 1996. And that's 2007. We're back to the Canada $2 with the maple leaves separating the words. We have a polar bear. We have a 2012. Okay, 1952 to 2002. That sounds like it's going to be a commemorative, but it's not. Photos Against Anxiety is here. Tri-Valley Metal Detecting and Outdoors is here. And Paul at the American Woodward Relics says Senquentinal. Well, no wonder I can't ever remember that word. (1996). (1996), 2006, spin, don't flip, And we have a polar bear again. 1996. That's the third one I've had of those. Now I'm having a hard time getting into frame. 19 people in house. That's nice. Thank you everyone for being here. And polar bear. $2019. Polar bear says yum, says make sure you give your polar bears lots of candy. Or suckers, I guess is what the symbol means. But commemorative. That is 1999. And what is that symbolizing? It says none of it. So it might be the creation of the, not sure if none of it's providence or territory. But we get to set that one aside. Sesquicentennial. Spelled it wrong, LOL. So Paul has given us our word for the 150th anniversary. This is a 2016 remembrance. So we actually got another commemorative. It's like an anti-aircraft gun on a ship. So 2 quarters, 2 toonies, and a loonie with 1 colorized. And we're running out of coins. We're almost done. I'll open things up first to talk about my trip if people want. 1952 to 2002. $2,000. 2016. 1996. 2013. 2016. 1996. 96 seems to be a common year for these coins. 2020. And 2021. And our final coin, 2016. So I get plenty of loonies and plenty of polar bears and plenty of caribou. I have 5 coins. I'm going to quickly promote Wednesday afternoon. I will have, or evening if you're in the UK, I guess, or in Europe. I will have a mail call. Over the next few mail calls, if I get 50 likes, I have 3 old UK 1 pennies. These are all hobo coins carved by Andrew Stevens. And if I get 50 likes, I will be... He sent these to me free of charge so I could use them in giveaways. So this is the George V turned into Ghostface from Scream. Uh, 1963 Skeletal Elizabeth. And 1964. And Andrew Stevens puts an AS on all of the coins that he engraves. And this one is set up on Elizabeth's shoulder as though she'd gotten a tattoo. I'm not sure if tat's a proper word or not. And it has that really intricate scroll work on there. So let me grab my tablet and see who I have missed. Gregory Gibson is here. 18 people. 25 likes. On my mail calls, whenever I have them, if I get mail, I'll have them on Wednesdays. And 25 likes means a community sticker pack's going out. 50 likes mean I'm throwing in a coin. So I haven't set up the live for that yet, but you can keep your eyes open for it. I didn't know how long this was going to take, so I really didn't have anything else planned. Apparently, I've been informed by my coworkers. Oh, sure, now this works. It didn't work earlier. But I have been informed by my coworkers, apparently somebody stopped by and left two boxes containing, a box containing 2 3-ring binders. And so I have a whole bunch of wooden nickels, as long as I fish in their mine, as long as I feature them on my channel. So I'll to look into that in the future. Pinned on Places says really interesting haul of change. Enjoyed it. And Mona said, wow, awesome, Steve. So we will wrap it up now, as I have nothing else really to cover. This is my new office not in manufacturing, and that's where I'm probably going to be doing most of my future lives when I'm not out in the field. So, and this has been Canadian Pocket Change. Pinned on Places is being very complimentary, gonna make me blush. Unless I get a book for all of those, I will have these for future visits to Canada. And I'll have those 5 set aside. Mona says, always awesome to see you, Steve. Well, thank you for all the kind words. I'm glad you enjoyed my little pocket change explorer. We'll see what the weather's like. Next Sunday, I might go out to the little town of Dickens, which is not named after Charles Dickens. It's actually named after the Dickinson brothers who owned the property when the railroad wanted to build the town, but there was already a town of Dickinson, so they renamed it Dickens. But you'll hear that again if I go out, and if the weather's good and I go out and explore it. And I hope to see you soon.